I think there are other YouTubers, but listen, this sport is fucking dangerous enough. VAR should be brought in to spot things like that and go, actually, fucking no way.
Tommy starts mucking outside the ring with someone, you know.
So, hi guys, what's going on? It's both Max and I from Fighters Talk TV, and here we are doing another weekend of fight results. How you doing, pal?
Yeah, I'm all good, guys. Are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So we are back 200 miles apart. I live in the north of the country. Max lives in the slum in the south of the country.
Right, it's the best part of the country, all right?
Yeah.
Weather here.
That's why I moved away. Anyway, so no, not really. It's puckered down there. I can't lie. We have our best experiences down south. Anyway, let's talk about the boxing results of the weekend. So I'm going to start first. Romero, he stops Barroso and is the new WBO World Boxing Association champion. Take it from there, mate. What do you think?
Well, I feel Barroso was actually robbed by the referee. You know, I think it was stopped far too early, and the referee didn't give him a chance to sort of get it back into the swing of things. You know.
Talk about the fight. So what? So this referee was the one that was caked in blood a couple of months before, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he let that fight rock out. You know what I mean? They just carried on rocking it out, and he let it go on. But this time, he stopped it because he said he could feel Barroso couldn't breathe properly, and also stated that he didn't want another boxer dying on his watch, basically. So did he stop the fight because of that reason? Or...
Well, I mean, as a referee, they're criticised an awful lot, and I'll try and get one to come and do a bit on a show just to sort of tell you about judges as well. Ultimately, lives are in their hands.
Yeah.
They've got to take responsibility because in this sport, it's so dangerous. It takes one blow to the head, it's over. Right? No ifs, no buts. One blow, finished, done. So that, you've got to understand that they do have to take those sort of considerations in it, and we're not there. Remember, we're caught up in the crowd. You're caught up in the atmosphere. You're caught up in what's going on. The adrenaline's pumping. You can't hear what's going on between the fighters. We can see them talking and all that. They don't scream at one another. It's difficult to do that. So,
like, as you're saying, like a lot of fight fans are saying, like it was stopped and it felt like a bogus stoppage and that, and then you got another lot of fans going, the ref gift wrapped the win to Romero.
Well, I mean, and also Rolly, he survived the knockdown in the third round, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't get a knockdown on Barroso. That wasn't even classed as a knockdown. It was just a falling over, basically. So I don't know what the referee was thinking that night. Who knows where his head was, but a lot of fans are saying it was a bogus stoppage, and then you got Romero's coach saying the ref done a good job.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, of course you're going to have people say that, aren't you, from one thing to the other, and I think as well, when you look at it, I mean, it's caused controversy all over the boxing world, this. And we're going to move on to the sort of next fight that's done another. I mean, it's been a weekend of controversies, but we step back to last weekend where we have referees making decisions in the next round for the previous round. Okay.
Yes.
So we won't go back over that, but if you have a look at the fights last weekend, let's see if you can think of which one it was. They had a referee who decided it was a knockdown when it wasn't originally, and he gave And let me tell you something about professional sport. In a lot of professional sport now, they're using VAR in soccer. They're using all sorts of action replays just to make sure it's legit. And I think when we come to our next point, the next fight we're going to talk about, there is no clearer way of saying there's a real positive argument for like a virtual action replay. And who's that fight against him? Max, who do you reckon that was?
Well, it's no surprise. It was the KSI fight and Fournier.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I've got to say, there's two arguments to this fight, because you've got to see it from two different angles, right? You got the camera from behind KSI, which blatantly shows him elbowing Fournier, right? Knocks him out. But then there's another camera angle from behind Fournier, where it looks like KSI actually punched him. There's two arguments.
There's been a few arguments, and there's been more camera angles released since, and even KSI has gone out and said, oh no, you know, it's a bit of an overshadow, but I was going to beat him anyway. Right, yeah. Okay, so this is the argument, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah, the VAR argument. In all other professional sports, there's a virtual action replay, or near enough all of them. So when you look at this, do you believe he should have been disqualified on the night by a second referee that could have obviously watched the footage going back in there?
Yeah, I definitely feel that should have happened, you know, but would VAR slow the fight down massively?
Yeah, well, okay, so let's take that back a little notch, right?
Right.
So let's say when it ends up in something like this, where, I mean, I really struggle to call the KSI Fournier fight a professional boxing match.
No.
But if you watch the show, I mean, now I don't mind admitting this to people out there, right? Now, I was a boxer in my younger days, but I wasn't the two tubs of lard that were jumping around bashing each other on the same fight last night. There is something out there that's dangerous, right? I am 43 years old. I looked at the stuff we went and did on the Saturday night. I wanted to get in that ring so bad. I wanted to sit there and give the punch bags a bit of a slap and a bit of a dance about so bad, because when you've done it, you sort of have a fever for it. But would have been in no shape to get in that ring, and I was in better shape than two of those lumps of lard that were in it the other night. And I'm a fat bloke, right? I'm a big bloke, 6 foot, fucking huge geezer. But they had bitch tits hanging right down to their knees. I mean, they are. You know,
one point, I think his shorts are falling down, or even come down. I heard so.
I'm not being funny. Anybody out there, you can take the piss out of me for talking about these two guys as being lumps of lard, right? Let me tell you something. I'm a fat fucker, and I am a big guy. When we were with Conor Benn the other night, I'm about 5 times his size. Width, girth, length, height, you know, it's just I'm just a big bloke, right? And I wouldn't step into it. There has to be some sort of, I don't know what went on in KSI's head to think that was even remotely right.
Listen, but who were these two people? I've never even heard of them before.
I think they're other YouTubers, but listen, this sport is fucking dangerous enough. They reckon, you know, 15 to 20 people a year die in these rings, right? Yeah. And you've got two people that got no fucking business being in the ring. And KSI, if you're listening to me, if you're going to put people like that on your show, I'll go on your fucking show. Literally, I'll go on your show. I'll fight one of those big blokes if you like. But I want, you know, 6 months to get in fucking shape.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a piss take. It's an absolute piss take. It's making a mockery of the whole boxing world when you put people like that in it.
What did I say yesterday when we discussed this? I said, if that's what you want to be doing, YouTubers fighting, right? You've got enough money, enough collateral, and you know, contacts to even start your own YouTubers boxing channel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Instead of being on the proper boxing ring, have your own stuff somewhere else where you know, YouTubers want to watch you, because real boxing fans don't want to see that shit. Look at the belt he's holding up, proud in it and everything. You know what I mean? What is that belt all about?
It's only suitable for holding up his trousers.
Yeah.
but listen, don't bring the sport. You know, this is like bringing the sport into disrepute. In my opinion, and I don't, you know, I do care what other people think, but in my opinion, that fight with those two big chaps in there, you know, it's bad enough that it's dangerous enough, but you have to meet. I was flabbergasted. You have to meet a certain level of fitness to be able to do this, and they let them in the ring. So let me tell you something, right? I'm coming out of retirement. I've got an idea for the gym. I'm going to come out of retirement. I'm going to ask them to find me a fight in 6 months' time. I'll fight on, I don't know, September, October, and I'll fight one of them. I will. I don't think you'll get one of them, obviously, because they're YouTubers, and we're a YouTuber, I guess, but we haven't got what sort of following. But I'll fight one.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the case, and I'll take on all comers. We'll do a big for charity. I don't care. You know, one last dance.
I'd even step into the ring for the first time in my life. You know, with 6 months training.
I think that at the end of the day, what I would really, I'll really edge people to think about. Boxing is a great life, yeah, but it's also fucking dangerous. And those two blokes never had any reason to be in that ring. So after KSI elbows, and takes his head off, that's what he did, isn't it? He elbowed him. Let's have it right. There's no two ways about it. VAR should be brought in to spot things like that and go, actually, fucking no way. Yeah, no way. The ref obviously didn't see it, which is understandable because he might not have seen it because how he's dancing around, and that was a cheap shot. no way. He should have disqualified KSI, and there should still be an argument for that, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you know, just throw it out. The other thing is Jake Paul gets in on it and says, you're having a joke, KSI. This is now a piss take. Your whole promotion, something needs to be done in Britain. And I hate to say, I actually agree with the man. And I don't even like him.
Yeah, I'm not really a lover of Jake Paul, but for once, he actually said something that made sense.
Yeah, he did. He did. And I'm going to take my hat off to you, Mr. Paul. Okay, and that's how I see it. Absolutely right, spot on. It's a fucking joke. We'll do a special on that one as well.
I think Jake Paul and KSI should rock it out.
Well, there's been talk about that, isn't there? I mean, the thing is, and I think that'll be, you know, huge numbers. But I don't think it'll be huge numbers in the right way, if that makes sense. Because Tommy Fury then gets in the ring with KSI. They have a little bit of a head-butting session.
Well, KSI's like, boss, have some of that.
and Tommy's going, I've wiped, you know, tick Jake Paul off of it. You're next.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean,
and it didn't stop there, Andy.
No, didn't he go outside the ring and have a punch up as well?
Tommy starts mucking outside the ring with someone, you know. I thought one point it was like an MMA match, and then when he got outside the ring, I thought it was a wrestling match. It's like a big fiasco. It's like a farce.
I'll tell you, it is a standing joke. It is a standing joke. Anyway, guys, there wasn't much boxing on last week, but we did enjoy sort of some of it. Have we missed any of them out? I don't think we have we? You're going to say something, Max?
Yes, I wanted to say one thing, right. Rolly wants, Romero wants to take Tank as a rematch because he lost to him, yeah? But he's saying, do I take the Ryan Garcia because it's more of a money match?
Listen,
on that one, eh?
Yeah, after what we heard the weekend, let me tell you something, right? If I was him, and because Tank's been going on, I'm the face of boxing. Well, the face of how can you be the face of boxing? Running away from a bloody hit and run with a pregnant woman and giving your old woman a dig, wasn't it? Or he dragged her down the stairs. You can't be the face of boxing. Listen, you ain't got to be crystal clear, but you know, at least you're not piss water. Do you know what I mean? You got. No, and anyway, moving on from Tank, I just think. But once again, you know, I want to sort of take that little bit of statement back a bit because we're only going on what he's actually done, you know, when they're convicted. But he did hit a pregnant woman in a hit and run. I mean, that's... Listen, you might have been frightened. I don't care whether you're frightened or not. You do the human thing, you stop. All right, you might have paid them a few quid and they're happy, blah, blah, blah. But put it down, chalk it down to a lesson and move on. But there's no way he should fight, Rolly should fight Tank. I think Tank should be fighting Devin Haney and Rolly can go fight Garcia. That's what I think should happen. I think this time Garcia may win that against Rolly. And I'll tell you what I think he'll win that because he shouldn't have a broken rib when he enters the ring.
Yeah, you know.
I'm pretty sure that's what he had with Tank.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I just want to bring up one more thing. All right, I know you might go, you're repeating yourself, but Bivol v Canelo, all right. Fighting fans are saying that Canelo won't beat him at the 175, but also they're saying it ain't going to be fair if Bivol goes down to 168.
What difference is it going to make? We're talking £7, right? We're not talking 17 kilos or 7 kilos. We're talking £7. It isn't that amount of weight to lose. Do you know what I mean? It's not even 10% of the body weight. You know, it's about 6 or 7, is it? I don't see... Look, I think it should happen at 168. I think it should. And the reason why I think it should is because now Canelo should put everything on the line to fight Bivol.
Yeah.
If I'm Bivol, I'm going, hang on a minute, mate. You come up to take my title. You weren't good enough. You felt you just weren't the man you needed to be that night.
Yeah.
So you best be cut. Let me come to you in your own backyard. Let's do it in Guadalajara in Mexico, and let me slap the shit out of you for the undisputed. Now, if he wants it bad enough, Canelo, for the revenge, he'll take that.
Yeah.
But he's got to want it bad enough. Or is there a doubt in the mind that sits back here, somewhere about there, saying, he beat me last time at 175. He might do me again, and it might destroy my legacy, and I don't get to keep my belts forever and ever. Amen. Listen, Sal Alvarez Canelo. me talking to you. I don't know how you say this in Spanish, but let me tell you something. All good things have an end, come to an end, and nothing lasts forever. Nothing. No. Okay, so you have got nothing further to prove. So you really have a couple of choices. Do you need Bivol in your life? The only man other than Floyd Mayweather he's really struggled with, right? Do you need Bivol in your life? Is it that important to you? But if it is, take it at 168.
I think it's a mental thing.
Yeah, I do.
I think he needs to fight him at the 175 just to sort of get over the mental thing of I can beat him. You know, it was just a mistake last time I lost, but this time there ain't gonna be no mistakes. I'm gonna batter him. At the 175, and then possibly in a year's time have the fight at 168.
Well, that's it. That's it. I think that's what he's got to do, and I think
last week I said to you about Spence said keep away from Bivol, take on is it Benavidez or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think he's right. I think he's right. I wouldn't go anywhere if I was him. Your legend is there. I'd probably look to retire unless he ain't finished. Do you know what I mean? You've got all the money. He doesn't need it for money anymore. He's won everything there is to win in the sport. Undisputed world super middleweight champion. You've got nothing left to prove.
I think it just comes down to pride then, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. But let's look at the pride issue. What if he gets knocked out?
Yeah.
Where's the pride then? I mean, where's... there's no... I know going out in the Shield is everything that a boxer wants to do, but this is a man who is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters, I would say, to have ever lived. Do you know what I mean? But that would be the truth. It would be the truth. He's in the same bracket as Floyd Mayweather, Alexander Usyk, Triple G. I mean, these are the guys he's in that sort of contending with, Is there anything left to prove? Anyway, before we go, guys and girls, I just want to sort of... it's not something I normally do, but it's been a bit of an announcement about 15 minutes ago. It's very, very sad that WWE legend Billy Superstar Graham's on life support with serious health issues. Now, if you guys know who Billy Superstar Graham was, he was sort of the precursor for Hulk Hogan, right? So Hulk Hogan stole some of his looks and bits and pieces. So just want to say big shout out, massive respect to him. Really nice fella if you've seen some of the interviews that he's done. Especially on Hannibal TV, so big shout out to Hannibal as well. And so all the best wishes, mate. We're praying for you, and do hope you get well soon. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for joining us. If you're still listening to us later on, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again very soon. It's Max and Andy, Fighters Talk TV. Bosh.